So, in the last episode, I left off saying I was tempted to talk about our subconscious. I'm going to do that now. So, I mentioned all the practices we can do. And the biggest question so many of us face is, I know what to do that will help me and heal me and allow me to feel great, but I don't do it. And on the other hand, why do I do all this stuff that is no good for me? Or at minimum, not do what I know is good for me. And I think the answer to that is our subconscious. Some part of us has picked up the idea that either we don't deserve to be happy and healthy and all that kind of stuff. And that can be for all sorts of reasons. Could be something we heard in childhood. Could be some old past life thing. There are a lot of reasons, but the bottom line is either we feel we don't deserve, or we may feel that we can't. It's just not possible. We may feel damaged, so damaged that why even try? It's useless, it's hopeless. And actually, that's something I encountered a lot in my life, in my own psyche, and my attitude, which I recommend to others, is always, well, I might try and fail, but at least I got to try. And I don't feel that anymore, but I did for many years. So we have these ideas in our subconscious, which is basically like they're programs running. And just the way, if you have a computer that's set to autocorrect and you keep trying to spell something a different way or not capitalize, it just always reverts back. And so if we really do think of the idea of our subconscious as having a strong aspect of being a computer, of course it's not quite that simple, but it really is true to a large extent, then we need to uninstall the old programs and install positive new programs. And of course, the question is how we do that. And there are all kinds of things about that. There's a woman named Gail Glassner-Tversky who has a very good book out called, I think it's called Reprogram Your Subconscious Mind. Marilyn Janet has probably the best personal growth book I've ever read called Feel Free to Prosper. Louise Hay talks about these sorts of things. Joseph Murphy talks about these sorts of things. There are a lot of people who talk about it in various ways, but the bottom line is if you are wanting to do all sorts of practices to improve your life, including eating well, movement practices, exercise, whatever it is, you have to get your programming that you're going to do it, that you're actually going to do it. You don't want to have resistance inside, and you actually want to have a positive. So that's basically what I have to say right now, that I think almost everybody knows they should be eating better. They know they should be exercising. If you're smoking, everybody knows. Everybody knows whatever it is. And the question is always, well, why don't we do that? Why do we do the other stuff? And the answer is in our subconscious. And given my orientation towards personal growth books, audio books, videos, and workshops, I, of course, am suggesting that people go tap those resources, look and see what's out there, see what resonates for you. Because my own experience is it works. And I speak as someone who had a lot of resistance, and that's almost arguably the biggest thing any of us need to do is more and more align ourselves with releasing the negative programming and having positive programming. We're more than just machines, but to a large extent, our subconscious is really a big biocomputer. And there's one more person I want to mention in this, and that's Dr. Frederick Bailes, Bailes. He's an old school guy. At one point, he was working with Ernest Holmes. Most of the people I mentioned are old school, except for Merrill and Janae. And he's got a book called Basic Principles of the Science of Mind, 12-lesson home study course, which I think is a great book also. So if you got the Janae book, that would be the number one. Get Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, and get the Frederick Bailes book. I think those would be great things to start with. Okay, hope that helps. Over and out.